Hi, welcome back to another episode of Project Light, a series of videos where I'm going through all my kit and equipment that I'm taking with me on my Pacific Crest Trail trip in 2026 in order to try and make things just that little bit lighter for me. If you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video. So this time in Project Light, I'm going to be looking at another one of my big three, my sleep system. This is my sleeping bag here that I took with me on Tourmalet Blanc and on my trips to the West Highland Way, and also any kind of backpacking trips that I do in the Scottish Highlands. So the sleeping bag I have right now is the Sierra Designs Backcountry Bed. It's a 20-degree down sleeping bag. I've had some great night's sleeps in it. I'll go through a lot of the features of it in a second, but it's a brilliant sleeping bag. It is 700 down fill power, so it's quite a bit big, and it's also a little bit heavier than other down sleeping bags that are out there. It's quite an interesting design where it doesn't actually have a zip to close it. It's very much like a mummy sleeping bag, but there's no zip, and it's just got toggles that will close up the front section. It's almost like having your own bed where you've got the quilt cover, you just pull it over yourself and just cuddle into it. It's almost like that. They've also got a little sleeve in the back where you can put your sleeping pad into it, so it slips right into it and there's no movement as you're sleeping throughout the night. I found that a brilliant feature for it. I do love this sleeping bag. It's really comfortable and I love using it, but for the Pacific Crest Trail, it's a bit bulky and a little bit heavier than I would like, so I have looked at an alternative, which we'll get to in a minute. So let's get through the rest of my sleep system before we move on to what I'm going to be replacing things with. So if you'd watched my gear breakdown video for the Tourmalet Blanc, you'll know that my sleeping pad didn't perform as well as I hoped it would. This is the Sita Summit Light Ultra Thermal, which I'll put the stats up here for it. Good R value, it's really light and it compacts really small. The only problem was after about day 4, I was getting uncomfortable on it, so it wasn't really performing as well as I would hope. As a side sleeper, I just couldn't find this as comfy as I'd like. But overall, you know, it packs down really well. It's easy to roll up, it's very easy to inflate. The bag that it comes in is also its inflation bag as well. So it's all in one. So you can just put it in its inflation bag, carry it as it is, so you've not got anything else to carry. You can inflate it yourself with pumps and everything else, but the inflation bag I used in Tourmalet Blanc and it was brilliant on it. But for the Pacific Crest Trail, I need something a little bit more comfy. So lightweight doesn't always mean comfy, and I want a comfy sleep when I'm out there, so I'm going to have to look at an alternative for this. The last piece of my sleep system is my Trekology pillow. Absolutely loved having this. It's really lightweight, it's very comfy. I'll also pair it with a buff as well, just to make it that little bit comfy, and also makes it easier to clean the buff rather than try to wash the pillow. No major issues with this, however, it is getting replaced as well, and we'll go through everything that I'm replacing them with in a second. So unfortunately with sleep systems, there's nothing really you can cut off. You can't cut straps off or take material out or lighten it that way. It's just going to damage it. So my sleep system really had to be fully replaced. Most of it was because I was replacing my sleeping pad anyway. So a lot of my new stuff is actually built around the sleeping pad that I went for. The first thing I'm going to look at is my new Lightened Equipment Enigma quilt. This is it right here. As you can see, it's a hell of a lot smaller than my Sierra Designs Backcountry Bed. It's also significantly lighter. I'll put the stats up here so you can see it. I have never owned a quilt. I wasn't really thinking about a quilt. It wasn't on my radar. But after having a really good look at them all, I decided to go for the Enigma. Mostly because it's got the closed foot box. I know there's the Revelation, which is more like a quilt you can just wrap around yourself if you're sitting down, but I believe that the enclosed foot box is better for me because I can put all my electrical devices into it when I'm sleeping, and also my water filter to prevent these from freezing up. So this was a better option for me. So I didn't go for the stock version, I went for a more customized one so I can make it better for me. So I've got a short because I'm not exactly a tall guy, and I wanted a wide because it's the first time I'm using a quilt, and I wanted something I could just completely wrap around myself and not get cold during the night, because that's not going to be great for my sleep. I also got the draft collar fitted to it as well, and I went for two different deniers on the inside and the outside. So the outside it's 7 denier, and on the inside it's 10 denier. That also helped with the weight for it as well. So I am looking forward to using this quilt when out in the trail, and I'll let you know how I got on with it as a newbie to sleeping with a quilt. But very happy with this. I've had it out, played around with it, and with the pad straps and things, it's really good quality, and it's like really light. You know, big difference from what I had before. So as I said, I built everything around my sleeping pad. So what did I go for? I went for the Big Agnes Rapide. I'll put the information up here for it. As you can see, it's actually a little bit lighter than my Sierra Designs one. And it's much thicker, really good R value, and it's a lot comfier. It's also got raised sides, so as a side sleeper, I'm not going to roll off. It's going to keep me in the middle of it. The weight I'm going to reduce by not taking the bag. So that's out here. So here's the weight for it without the bag. Just going to use an elastic band and keep it all together. But this is really comfy. I've had it out. I've inflated this up. It's really comfy, and I'm really looking forward to sleeping on this out on the trail. It's also packs down quite small as well. It does come with its own inflation bag as well. This is it here. This is the only thing that lets it down. The material I've used, I'm not really impressed with. It's not as good as the Sierra Design one. I wish it was more like a bag so I could put this in it and they were all together, but it's a totally separate thing you've got to take with you. I am not going to be using this to inflate my pads. It is going to take with me. It's not going to be included in the weight for my sleeping system because it's got another purpose. So what I am going to take with me to inflate my pad is effectively a little bit of a luxury, but it's going to make my life a lot easier when I get to camp. It is the Flextail Zero Pump. It's also got the connector for it to inflate the pad as well. This is a really nice bit of kit. It's very light, as you can see from the stats here. It's also got a rechargeable battery inside it, so I can recharge it on the trail as I go. As I said, if it does fail, then I do have this with me, but it's being used for another purpose. The purpose is this is going to be where I'm going to keep my clothes. Rather than having a separate bag to put my clothes in and having this in my bag, I might as well use this to store all my spare clothes, spare socks, sleeping clothes, all that stuff is going to be in here. So that's its new purpose, but it's there as a backup in case the Flextail fails on me. I am looking forward to using this on the trail. I can't think of anything worse than having a long, tiring day, getting to the end and having to inflate my pad. This is just going to make life so much easier. So this is definitely a luxury, but it's coming with me and it's not that much weight. So the last item of my new sleep system is my new Enlightened Equipment pillow. I'll put the stats up here for you. This was a freebie from Enlightened Equipment when I bought my quilt, and yes, it's a tiny little bit heavier than my Trekology, but it's much comfier and I think it's going to last a lot better. At the moment, my Trekology pillow has a little bit of a hole in it somewhere, so it kind of deflates over time. So I was due for a new one anyway, so since this was a freebie, I'm going to take it. It's Enlightened Equipment, so it's a little bit better quality than a Trekology pillow. So what we'll do is we'll lay all my sleep systems out next to each other so you can see the difference in size. You've obviously got the weights as well that you can look at, and you'll see there's a huge difference between what I had and what I have got. So let's see how I got on this time in Project Light. I'll put the information here for you. As you can see, despite adding extra things onto my sleep system with my Pump Zero, it's actually significantly lighter than what I already had. So I think all in all, yes, again, I've had to replace my entire sleeping system, but for a trip like the Pacific Crest Trail, I did need it, and I did need to upgrade all my stuff for this particular trip. And I think I've definitely achieved reducing the weight of my pack this time. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and we will see you on another episode of Project Light.